Hey everyone, today I will be showing you what I used to beat the Tower of the Rayne Syndicate, which is also known as the first tower boss or Zoe and Grizzbolt. This is the normal mode of the boss fight, and I'll have the hard mode video up soon enough, and I'll have a link to that video in the description below when it is ready. If you find this video helpful, please share it with your friends that could learn from it, and if you don't mind, go ahead and smash the like button and subscribe. And with that, let's get into it. Alright, so the first thing we're going to go over is what pals is going to be best to use for the first boss fight, which is going to be Zoe and Grizzbolt. There's 3 potentially that you could use, maybe 5 if you count Lift Monk and Tansy with their gun abilities, but we'll get into that here shortly. As far as type differences, if you go over to options and you go to survival guide and you scroll down to elements right here, we already know that Grizzbolt's an electric type pal, and ground is strong against electric. So we're primarily going to be looking for ground type pals. That's going to be roughly in the starter area, which is the plateau of the beginnings, grassy behemoth hills, small settlement over in this area right here, which is primarily going to be your let's see, there's going to be Gumos right here, which is ground and grass, and it's going to be Rush Ore, which is ground. Some people can say Fuddler, but if you look where Fuddler's at, he's a little bit further out of the beginning area, so I wouldn't necessarily recommend Fuddler. There are a few caves around here that you could get lucky and find Fuddler in, so if you want to try for Fuddler, Fuddler is also a great choice for this, but ultimately you only really need Gumos for the most part. If we jump over to powerworld.gg and we go to pals, you can actually type in the pal that you're looking for, and you can look at the different types of you can look at all kinds of information here. You got your HP, defense, crafting. This is all their base stats, but what we're looking for is the active skills that we're going to be using in the actual fight. As you can see, at level 1 it's got a ground attack, and at level 15 it's got a ground attack. So you want to at least be level 15 to where you can get your Gumos to learn Stone Blast. Now if we go and back and we look at Rush Ore, you see he doesn't get, all he has is Sand Blast. He doesn't get Stone Blast until level 22. That's why I was saying we're not going to use Rush Ore. And then if we also go back and look at Fuddler, he's the same as Gumos. At level 1 he gets the Sand Blast, and at level 15 he gets Stone Blast. But like I said, if we come back over to the game and we scroll down to Fuddler, he's way over here, and we're going to be primarily right here in the starter area. So Fuddler is not necessarily going to be a good choice to go to, because this is a higher level area. This is probably for level 15 to 20, maybe 25, pushing it. So I wouldn't recommend going for Fuddler unless, like I said, you can find one over here in the cave systems. By doing the caves, you got a chance of finding a Fuddler there. But let's move on to the other 2 choices that we could use is Lift Monk and Tansy. And the reason why I say Lift Monk and Tansy, if you come over here to the technology tree and you go up to their level, let's see, here's Lift Monk submachine gun at level 11, and then at level 12 you get Tansy's assault rifle. So whenever I actually do the boss fight here shortly, to show y'all, I will take in 1 Lift Monk, 1 Tansy, and then of course I will take in the rest of Gumos. I will not be using Gale Claw, and for the sole purpose of, I know a lot of people is going to say, hey, we'll use Gale Claw because he's a great dodger. Yes, but you don't unlock Gale Claw until level 20 something, level 23, and most people going to be trying to do in this first boss fight is going to be level 15 or lower, probably even lower than that, because at level 15 getting the Nightwing saddle will open you up to be able to go over to the area where you can get Fuddler, but let's be honest, it's still going to be a higher level than what you're ready for. Okay, so moving on to the best weapons that you're going to be using against Grizzbolt and Zoe is going to be a toss-up between the old bow and the crossbow, which you get at level 13. If you're wanting to do the boss fight earlier than level 13, then obviously the best bow is going to be the 3-shot bow or the old bow. So this has an attack of 40. This has an attack of 65. I prefer the old bow over the triple shot bow or the 3-shot bow, but I also recommend the crossbow over all of them as it does more damage, as I'll show you right here. Okay, I'm going to show you all the damage difference. I have my ring equipped to where I can just keep attacking, and I'm going to show you all against this level 3 Tansy here the difference between. Okay, so we do 113 regular, 168 headshot. Now let's do regular damage of 850. The only difference is the reload. So now we're going to aim for 490. Reload. Missed that. Reload. So 739. 513. 499. Stop moving. Alright, now let's switch back to the bow. And you don't have to worry about the reload, so you can just fire, 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 fire. But you're going to do a lot less damage. 179, 189. And then we switch back over to the crossbow. You just have to remember to reload every single time with the crossbow. But it does do a whole lot more damage. So you can either hit, for me I play on controller, just hit the trigger button one more time after each shot. Or you can hit X to reload on controller. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. The best thing to use for weapon wise, let me get out of the aggro real quick. Best thing to use for weapons is going to be, I believe, is the crossbow. You can also use the spear if you want. I wouldn't recommend that just because it's a melee and you're not going to have enough attack in your stats over here to make a difference for your melees. So yeah. Now what you can do, if you know this is additional, once you hit level 15, you unlock your Nightwing saddle. What you could essentially do is head over to this sanctuary. Now it's rare, but you can find a blueprint for a handgun or a makeshift handgun. But then you have to figure out how to get enough gold to get the ammo, which you can get right here at the small settlement. So it's not recommended, but it is possible that you get that. Now you could also use the fire arrow crossbow or even go with the poison crossbow. I wouldn't necessarily recommend these weapons for the sole purpose of with the poison bow. You need to find venom glands, and at early level it's going to be a little bit difficult. And then with the fire arrow crossbow, you need 5 flame organs, which is not necessarily going to be too bad, but finding them regularly is going to be a challenge. And most of the time, whenever you are over in the plateau of beginnings, let's actually fast travel over there, and I will show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so like I said earlier, Gumos is the best, but this is where a bunch of the Gumos spawn. I'm going to be showing y'all, this is where the Firefox that drop flame organs spawn. Like I said, it's not rare. You just have to go through and kind of kill all the pals around here until they spawn in. This is why I wouldn't necessarily recommend the fire arrows or even the poison arrows or the crossbow and the bow itself. Is they are actually pretty rare. I wouldn't say rare, they're just not common around here. So you'd have to go through and, like I said, wipe everything out and see if you can get them to spawn in this area here. So that's why I say just stick with the regular crossbow or the bow, whichever one you prefer. I actually prefer the regular crossbow just because it does a whole lot more damage. Hey, looky there, there's the members. She's online. I wonder what she's working on right now. Alright, so moving on to what armor to use. So again, keeping it under level 15. So best armor is going to be the pelt armor, just because it's got the highest defense. I don't even unlock these armors. I just use cloth until I get the pelt. 25 armor versus 35 armor, and then if you actually look at the regular cloth armor, it goes from 15. So that's a 20-point increase. So I mean, it's really up to you. Any of these armors would do good. Just at nighttime, whenever it gets cold or hot, if you don't wear the tropical outfit during the day because you'll get hot, and don't use the tundra outfit during the night because you'll get cold. Or I might have said that backwards. No, I said that right. So yeah, any of these armors would actually work out as being the best. Obviously, the pelt armor would be the strongest. You can also get lucky, and I don't know if it's in our schematic box. Let me get over there right quick. I don't know. Let me see. I think we have. Emma got this out of a cave. The cloth outfit schematic number 4. So doing caves, you can actually do. You can find better schematics. Let me see if it's over here in the box, and I'll show you what the cloth armor, what the legendary cloth armor is. Which she does not. We don't have it, but I can craft it right quick to show y'all. If you're able to get, you know, a schematic for armor, I would recommend going with that over doing what you can just craft basic by yourself. But you can, like I said, you do that out of all the chests that are laying around over in the starter area, the plateau of beginnings. You could any of the chests that's going to be along here, you'll be able to find better armor and probably weapon schematics. And also in any of the caves along the ridges over here, you'll be able to find the schematics. You just have to keep running them nonstop until you get the better armor. But just for what you can craft, I would go with definitely get to level 12 first and craft up the pelt armor. That with it being, it gives you a lot more health. Over, say, it gives you 70 health, 70 health. This gives you 140 health, and at that lower level, any points into health is going to be a bonus and help you survive the boss fight. Real quick, I almost forgot to say that we also need a shield for the armor, or the for the armor. This is an extremely easy shield to equip. I would recommend equipping this as soon as you're able to, as it just gives you 100 damage reduction, I guess, and before it starts affecting your health. I was looking, I thought there was one more shield after the fact, from the common shield, but it doesn't seem like there is one until you get to level 16. So I mean, if you wanted to wait until level 16 and get the mega shield, which gives you 260 armor or 260 shield before it starts affecting your health, and you can do that. But for those of you that are wanting to get it done fairly early, the only shield it looks like you'll be able to get is the common shield that gives you 100 shield. All right, here we are in front of the tower, fixing to do the boss fight. Just wanted to let y'all see that I've actually went and got the old bow, the crossbow. I have the pelt armor. I have the common shield. Let me go ahead and get rid of some of this stuff here. That way the stats reflect. I mean, obviously I'm going to have more health, weight, and stuff like that, just because I'm a higher level. I didn't want to do it with the accessories. I want to do it with just straight up what I recommended y'all using. I also got this to level 16, but if we click on it, you can see this one's level 15 with Stone Blast. Let me see here. We also got Rush Bore with only 1 bottomless, so sanity. He gets freaking angry super fast. So he only gets 1 ground type move. And then we have the Tansy with the fire an assault rifle at nearby enemies. And then we got Lift Monk with the submachine gun. We're not going to worry about these here just because it's not going to be effective against Grizzbolt. And with that, let's go join the boss fight. Pretty cool cinematics whenever they spawn in. Grizzbolt looks freaking sick. And there's our thumbnail. Alright, so first thing first, we're going to start off with Lift Monk. We're going to dodge this here. He's getting tore up. We're going to go ahead and get this dude over here. And so what it does, let's get away. Oh, well, how do I... Shoot, dude. Oh, man, it didn't work. But we're going to pull this guy back. Pull this guy out. Let's get the cherry rifle. See, he was shooting. That's his assault rifle shooting there. But let's pick him up, and I want to show y'all what Rushboard does. They also drag aggro, and you always want to make sure to shoot for, well, if I can aim good. Try and stay close to the pillars, that way you got some cover whenever they go to attack. Sometimes you can see, even with the common shield, that didn't destroy our shield all the way. But sometimes you can get them stuck. I don't know if they patched that or not. Just dodge this here. But as you can see, Rushboard is really not doing a whole lot. That one, if it would have hit, would have done a good amount of damage. So we're going to go ahead and switch to Gumos and show y'all what the difference in DPS is. He's got the scatter shot right there. He does a bunch of... So you want to pick him up and then throw him back out. That way he takes less damage. Anytime they're taking direct damage, you want to pick up your pal. That way they can fight longer. Like, if I could have picked him up fast enough right there, then he wouldn't have taken that damage. See, that was miss. He got a bunch of critical attacks there. Let him tank every now and then. What I'm talking about is whenever it's like a bunch of I'm a horrible aim right now. Oh my goodness. I am super not aiming good. Oh, like this attack right there. You want to pick him up. If I'd have been paying attention better, then obviously I would have picked him up easier. Man, I can't hit for nothing to pick him up. Let's run away. There we go. We're getting better hits now. There we go. Critical hits. Ouch. I probably should have dodged that one. But yeah, as you can see, he does a lot more damage than what Rushboard does. Just pick him up, that way he don't get hit with all that. Just toss him back out. Pick him up from that. Throw him back out. Pick him up from this. Throw him back out. It's kind of like a bunch of bobbing and weaving. See, he completely missed that attack because of the LOS on the pillar. Go ahead and pick him up from that. Go ahead and throw him back out because he does that 3 times. Missed. I should have picked him up there, but I mean, he's taking it, so he should be fine. And obviously, if you have friends to do this with, it'll be a lot quicker. Because of the DPS, just make sure you take in a bunch of Gumos. Just pick him up so that way you don't get hit with that. And dodge roll out of all that stuff. And see, even with the basic shield, the common shield, we haven't really lost shields very often. And then if he ends up going down, you always have a secondary one. So if we don't want him to faint, we can go ahead and pick him up and throw out this one. That one's level 16. It's a boss one. It does actually do a little bit more damage than normal. It doesn't do like a whole lot of, unless you breed it or whatever. Man, why is that? It's not hitting. There we go. Pick him up, throw him out. Actually, let's check out Pansy, see if we can get his we do. Cherry rifle. So it's too far away. I guess we need to get it up closer. He doesn't do a whole lot of damage. Let's check Lift Monk. I don't understand that. Maybe I don't know. I have it on lock. He's supposed to shoot a submachine gun. Let's get Gumos back out and just go ahead and finish this up. on, man. There we go. And that's it. That's how you do, that's how I do. I was gonna say you, but that's how I knock out the first tower boss with Gumos primarily. Like I said before, I wouldn't have used Tanzi or Lift Monk unless I absolutely had to. Just, you don't need Fuddler. You can get Fuddler if you want. You can use Rush Ore if you want. But early game, the best POW to use is Gumos. So there you have it. I hope y'all enjoyed it. If you learned anything, then please hit the like button and consider subscribing. And we shall see you in the next one. Thank you.